Now heading over, ladies and gentlemen, dear audience, from wherever you are joining us today, a warm welcome, of course, to you for the Transport and the Climate Change Week. We heading over now into an inspirational talk, focusing on the question how digital technologies revolutionize the urban mobility. And we do have the Managing Director of Telekom Mobility Solutions, and she's also a Doctor of Economics and Law with us virtually. Olga Nevska sends us a video.
I'm Olga Nevska, Managing Director of Telekom Mobility Solutions. My team and I were managing fleet of Deutsche Telekom, second biggest corporate fleet in Germany with 24,000 vehicles. And we are facing a disruption. It's not only technological one shifting to e-vehicles. If we want to be serious about sustainable mobility, and we are, it's about a shift from car to mobility, from owning to sharing. So it's very much about culture and mindset shift. As we all know, mindset shift starts with yourself. And this is my personal mobility story. I was born in Ukraine, here in Kiev. You would probably be surprised, but Kiev had perfect public transport network. Trolleybus, underground, buses, and even wreck railway. Frankly speaking, I hadn't missed own kind at all, and it used to be very much status symbol of Western capitalism. 2004, I came to Germany, and despite of great public transport network and punctuality of public transport, I bought a car living in Cologne, because it's common in Germany. It's a car country. The both cities, Cologne, Kiev, discussing nowadays switch to sustainable mobility, and Kiev pushing very much public transport, at the same Germany discussing turnaround to e-vehicles. The question is, what is sustainable mobility and what kind of mobility citizens need? 2 years ago, I joined Mobility Solutions, fleet of Deutsche Telekom. And CEO Tim Höttges asked me, Olga, we need strategy and execution plan for sustainable corporate mobility. A lot of people told me it's easy, just bring more battery vehicles. But is it truly sustainable mobility? For me, sustainable mobility based on 4 pillars. First is safety. Mobility should and must be safe. Second, it's efficiency. And it's not only about cost. It means right mobility for the right time, for right money. Third, it's green mobility, reducing CO2. Sometimes it's even zero mobility or switching to shared mobility and green vehicles. And fourth, it's unified access for mobility. If we speak on rural areas in Germany, sometimes there is no access to sustainable mobility because people have only chance to go by car and it's not battery one. But in German cities, situation is much more different.
Unified access is crucial for cities which want to move in direction of sustainable mobility. In most of German cities, different kinds of transportation are available. Public transport, shared mobility, micro-mobility, even purpose-driven mobility. But still, most of the citizens decide for own vehicle. Why? Our response is the missing digital access to seamless, purpose-driven mobility. It should be orchestrated not by transportation company, but by the trusted data provider, which provides you with best personal offer to come from A to B and make sure that your data is secure.
Corporates and corporate mobility should take responsibility and support cities in improving mobility for better. I'm staying here in front of headquarters of Deutsche Telekom. Outside of Corona time, 20,000 employees commuting daily to this office. Across the street, Deutsche Post office. another 18,000 employees commuting daily in the office, and behind me there's Postbank office. So in total there's about 50,000 employees who's commuting daily in this office with own cars, putting traffic jam on the streets. We recognize the responsibility of corporates, and we do have a plan how to improve it. So what we are doing? First of all, we diversify our portfolio. It's not only about cars, it's not only about e-vehicles, which we introduce actively, it's about micromobility, bicycles, scooters. Secondly, it's about to utilize existing vehicles, but also bicycles, by introducing sharing bicycle, sharing vehicles, but also on-demand mobility like ride sharing. But it's also not enough. We want to provide our employees who commute daily in the office with the digital access to mobility. Our response is mobility as a service, connecting our assets like car sharing, shuttle on demand, bike sharing with public transport and other transport providers. It enables a freedom of choice and shift from car to mobility and from owning to sharing. This is what we're standing for at the Deutsche Telekom.
Thank you very much, Olga Nevska, for joining us here for the Transport and Climate Change Week. Thanks for sending us your inspirational talk when we debate and discuss about how digital technologies really revolutionize urban mobility.